but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I missed. I know that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be away in my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
Hey, great day. Welcome to the House of Cons. I'm Black Jack. Salute, Tribe Up. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. Tribe Up. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to all the subscribers. Everybody who been coming in the house, you know what I'm saying? Chilling with your boy, you know what I'm saying? Going across these little topics we like to discuss. Our story, you feel me? And I got a good one lined up today. We're gonna talk about this slave mentality. Salute. Slave mentality. What exactly is the slave mentality? We often hear people talk about that slave mentality. Somebody got the slave mentality, but what exactly do they mean by the slave mentality? Yeah, I want to discuss this because we know the history of slavery. Or we think we know. You know, we've been told a lot of lies, you know what I'm saying, half truths as we've been growing up. But I wanted to dig into this a little bit more. By the way, it's Thursday, June 15, 2023. Salute. But I wanted to dig into the slave mentality a little more. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Salute. We got the image of the puppet master blended in with a brother in chains, and he's screaming. The brother is screaming, you know. He's screaming like he is mentally stressed. And we got superimposed the title, the slave mentality. Because a lot of brothers and sisters out here stressed, you know. They done lost their composure. They done lost their will, you know. Some say they might be affected by the slave mentality, but what exactly is a slave mentality? We're gonna get into it. Have you been feeling defeated? You know, have you lost your will to fight because you already thought you lost? We're gonna talk about the slave mentality and why it was placed on the ancient American Negro population, so-called Negro. Salute. Slave mentality. Let's dig into it, y'all. I decided that it was only right to break this thing down in a you know what I'm saying, in a few basic bulletins. I was just thinking about it, you know. I was having a conversation with one of my partners, and we was talking about, you know, how a lot of Negroes out here misled in life, you know, they believing in something that ain't true. And they don't know how to find their way in life. And we was talking about the slave mentality, you know. How some people, you know, they got all the opportunity to free themselves, you know. They got all the access to all the information to free their mind, to free their spirit, and take control of their future. But the question is, will a lot of people do this? Or are they stuck with that slave mentality? Because sometimes you can have the gate wide open to freedom, but the slave might decide he want to stay into that mind state. He want to stay into that slave mentality. He might be in love with a lie he been told, a fictitious past. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna line it all up, and I want to start just with a little Google search. We're looking at the slave mentality. Is a phrase packed with a lot of meaning. It's a disease inflicted by America. Salute. A disease inflicted by America. You big dummy. Right away, that's what they got on Google, and I guess they on the slave mentality Joan Trump Mulholland Foundation. I ain't gonna even click on all of that, but they say on the one hand, it is the perception that one merely accepted slavery as their lot in life. Did you accept being discriminated on, Managa? Did you accept being treated unequal? Did you accept slavery as your lot in life? Did you accept feeling defeated? Did you accept losing your will to fight? Yeah, slave mentality. It's realizing that things are never going to get any better. Do you think things are never going to get any better, Managa? Or is that how somebody wants you to think? Do they want you to have the slave mentality? Do they want you to have the perception that you have to merely accept being treated as you less than. They want you to have the mentality that this is your lot in life. But is it true, Monaga? I think not. We just talking the slave mentality. We're gonna skip forward to something else. Why was the slave mentality enacted upon the American so-called Negro, the indigenous American, the Aborigine, the so-called American Indian, the black man, the black woman? Why was the slave mentality inflicted upon you? Yeah, to create a class system, Monaga. A universal phenomenon denoting a category or group of persons having a definite status in society, which permanently determines their relation to other groups. Who are these other groups, Monagas? The invaders, the colonizers? Oh, they want you to feel inferior, Monaga. They want you to have a slave mentality, to feel inferior to the newcomers. That's what they want. They want to in America. They want to inflict a class system, right? Yeah. They said they wanted to give the white peasants from Europe a head start. They created this class system. Let's talk about it with the slave mentality. So we see the slave mentality, affecting a large one group. Then we got the class system as a phenomenon denoting a category or group of persons having a definite status in society, which permanently determines their relation to other groups. So they want to permanently make you a slave compared to other groups, right? Slave mentality. They want you to have this mentality, Monaga. They don't want you to have a fighting spirit, Monaga. But let's show you. Let's click on this. Slavery as a form of racialized social control. How did racial hierarchy adapt and persist after emancipation? Throughout its history, the United States has been structured by a racial caste system. From slavery to Jim Crow to mass incarceration, these forms of racialized social control reinvented themselves to meet the needs of the dominant social class according to the constraints of each area. So who is the dominant social class? The establishment, what they call the Euro-Americans, the so-called Euro-Americans. Teaching the new Jim Crow. Lesson 3, slavery as a form of racialized social control. Essential questions. This is just from somebody on the website called Learning for Justice. Learningforjustice.org. So this is some kind of educational site, I guess. But I just scrolled across it, and it caught my eye as I was going across this topic. The essential questions. How did slavery function as a mechanism of racialized social control? How did racial hierarchy adapt and persist after emancipation? That's the questions. All right. Form of racialized social control. Okay, it all lasts up with a caste system, with a slave mentality. They want you to have a slave mentality because they want you to feel inferior to somebody else. They want you to feel inferior, Monaga. They say they want you to be a second-class citizen. Who's the first-class citizen? Somebody else, right? Alright. Brainwashing. Brainwashing is used to describe an abrupt, induced attitudinal change. An abrupt change in your attitude. Brainwash you. Slave mentality. A lot to do with brainwashing, right? Methods used to induce this change includes isolation, monopolization, debilitation and exhaustion, drugs, torture, enforcement of routine, and hypnosis. It sounds like the Naga been a victim of all of that. Brainwashing as a criminal law defense. It's from the Office of Justice. Yeah, we just talking the slave mentality, why they put it on you, why they taught it to you as a child in school. They brainwashed you, they indoctrinated you. Indoctrination, the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically, not even thinking about it. They say to indoctrinate a group is to get them to accept a set of beliefs uncritically, to get them to accept having a definite status in society, which permanently determines their relation to other groups uncritically, to get them to accept the slave mentality, The perception that one merely accepted slavery as their lot in life, to get you to accept all of that indoctrination, brainwashing, slave mentality, huh? Ever since you was a kid, propaganda film made with the intent that the viewer will adopt the position promoted by the propagator and eventually take action towards making those ideals widely accepted. Got you in film, got your Roots, watching Color Purple, all this propaganda to get you to go on and just go on ahead with it. Say they want you to fight for it, right? It's all propaganda films. A propaganda film is a film that involves some form of propaganda. Propaganda films spread and promote certain ideas that are usually religious, political, or cultural in nature. A propaganda film is made with the intent that the viewer will adopt a position promoted by the propagator and eventually take action towards making those ideas widely accepted. Yes sir, master. You want 12 years a slave and all of this and that. You want to make it you want to make yourself from West Africa and all this fake story, right? You got the slave mentality then, my friend. We showing people freedom and they still won't accept it. Propaganda films are popular mediums of propaganda due to their ability to easily reach a large audience in a short amount of time. Oh, Kunta Kinte, Shaka Zulu, put it on there. Look at these niggas in Africa in no time. They are also able to come in a variety of film types such as documentary, non-fiction, and newsreel, making it even easier to provide subjective content that may be deliberately misleading. They say it may be deliberately misleading, Managa. Deliberately. Got you all in the Roots. You all up into the Color Purple. You all up in the slay this, slay that. They've been indoctrinating you since you was a child, Managa. Since you was in kindergarten, they've been indoctrinating you, setting you up for your slave mentality, for their class system. You know, slave movies, right on Google, top picks, and all these are fiction. None of these are non-fiction. All of them are fiction, fictitious stories. Will Smith, all these people, Alice, all this and that. Different slave movies. They want you indoctrinated, Managa. They got plenty for you. Adventure movies about slavery. They trying to get you in this slave mentality. To do what? To enforce their class system. Right? Universal phenomenon, to note the category or group of persons having a definite status in society, which permanently determines their relationship to other groups. They got you and your kids, you showing your kids all these goofy slave movies. They brainwashing you the whole time, indoctrinating you. Then we talk about Governor DeSantis. Yeah, I live in Florida. And everybody, all these fake woke people, they mad because Governor DeSantis happened to say we want education, not indoctrination. Salute the Governor DeSantis, even though I'm not even for this colonizer government whatsoever. But salute to somebody for saying what's real. We want education, not indoctrination. Now you got Nagas with the slave mentality ready to fight against this. They ready to say, nah, indoctrinate us. Give us this slave mentality. Send us to Africa, where we ain't never been. We want education, not indoctrination. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis rejects rejection of Black History course, sets off a firestorm. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reiterated Monday the state's rejection of a proposed nationwide advanced African American studies course. Yeah, we don't want that, saying it pushes a political agenda, something 3 authors cited in the state's criticism accused him of doing in return. No, he ain't pushing it. He telling the truth. That African American studies, he's pushing a political agenda. DeSantis is telling the truth. DeSantis said his administration rejected this college board's advanced placement African American studies course because we want education, not indoctrination. DeSantis said we don't want to indoctrinate people. We want to tell the truth. DeSantis said we don't want to brainwash. He said we don't want to make the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. Salute to DeSantis. Salute. He said, no, African American studies, that ain't even who was really getting enslaved. DeSantis know this. DeSantis said, no, we don't want to indoctrinate people. What about the 5.5 million Native Americans that were enslaved? Native Negroes that were enslaved, 5.5 million in America. And how many so-called Africans? DeSantis know what? Not even 300,000 came to the U.S. DeSantis said, why are we teaching African American studies? This is not who these people are. We ought to be teaching American Indian studies if you want to be correct. If you want to talk about the slave mentality and where the slaves really came from. On the entire United States, not even 300,000 so-called Africans came here. We know that number is false. We know that it's less than that, if any. And it says though, you want to teach African American studies. Let me see the truth. 5.5 million American Indians enslaved in the Americas. See, indoctrination, this slave mentality, man. You can open the gate, man. Some people want to stay in. You can show them all the truth. They want to stay right in the gate anyway. They like, nah, man, it's good in here being the slave. You know what I'm saying? You got Nagas always talking about what a Naga can't do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't never trying to talk about what a Naga can do. You got Naga always trying to go against what a Naga want. He always trying to go with what the other man want though. He always trying to go with that. He feels sure with that. He got that slave mentality. He feels sure with the other man plan. He feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers and sisters like that, real comfortable with the other man plan. You know what I'm saying? They got a slave mentality. You know, honestly, the slave mentality. Would be the thing that hold other Nagas back. Because you got Nagas that got the slave mentality. They don't want you to get away. They don't want you to get free. They're going to say, master, get him. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Blackjack done hit the fence. Blackjack done hit the mental fence, my Naga. Naga still trying to stay in the gate. Slave mentality. You got Nagas trying to be like the other man so bad. In love with what they got. In love with where they live. You know. You got Nagas just want to be somebody that they ain't. Loving the way they dress. You know what I'm saying? Loving everything about them. I know we gotta earn money to live. I ain't saying we ain't all gotta do that. But he's just lusting to be like the other man, my Naga. Sister is just lusting to be like the other woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just laced up in the blonde weave down your back, sis. You know what I'm saying? That you doing all that, sis. You know what I'm saying? Brother, is you trying to be the other man so bad, bro? You know what I'm saying? That you forgot who you was, my Naga. You got that slave mentality to where you don't even believe it's true. Unless it come from a colonizer's lips, my Naga. Salute to George Witcher III in the house. I'm talking about that slave mentality, my Naga. I'm talking about that slave mentality, that feeling being defeated, my Naga, before you even got a chance to fight, my Naga. We're talking about the slave mentality. Not having the will to fight, not having the will to win, my Naga. You know what I'm saying? The mentality to lose. A subservient mentality, my Naga. Is that you? Is that why they've been teaching you all this stuff they've been teaching you since you was a kid? Showing you all these movies. Why they don't make movies about American Indian enslavement, my Naga? Because they're going to have to show who they really was. Don't be mad at DeSantis saying he ain't trying to indoctrinate. You know what I'm saying? Only people mad is the people that got that slave mentality, my Naga. They say, no, you need to scare our babies. You need to tell them they was getting whooped on. That slave mentality, Monaga. You got so-called Negroes, so-called black folks, brothers and sisters out here. They mad at DeSantis because he ain't trying to teach no fake African American slave history.
You big dummy.
Who got the slave mentality, Monaga? You know, I don't got the slave mentality. I got the mentality of the unconquered, Monaga, the Seminole, Monaga. I got the mentality of the unsubjugated, Monaga. How about you, Monaga? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? They been trying to put this slave mentality on you and keep it on you. They been trying to indoctrinate you with movies, with propaganda films, with everything they can to hold you down. And you can't lust their lifestyle. You can't lust what they have. So what? So what? Their house bigger than yours. So what? He got more greenbacks than you. So what? His car might be nicer than yours. So what, Monaga? So what? Hey, the Most High made you is who you is. That's all the blessing you needed. Salute. They so jealous of that. That big car they got, big house they got, all that colonizer fashion and everything they got, that ain't nothing. All that they got and they still miserable on the inside. They still jealous of you, Monaga. Salute. And that's what we gotta understand as a people. We gotta get back to being us. Get out this slave mentality. Get out trying to look like them folks, trying to be like them folks. Get back to understanding who you are. But we gotta start with knowledge first. We gotta start with learning. We gotta start with learning true history on our own. Not with no interference, on our own. From a third eye point of view. Not letting nobody tell us what we looking at or how we looking at it. Nah, we'll look at it with our own eyes. You can't hide it from us no more. Man, they show you certain images, conceptual art, Monaga. They want you to have a concept. Certain images they'll never show you. You gotta find it on your own, Monaga. You gotta find it on your own. You gotta tribe up, Monaga. You gotta tribe up, Monaga. You gotta share the information. Every Naga you know. You gotta pass it on. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make it common knowledge, the talk of the town, common talk that everybody's speaking of. You know what I'm saying? This can't be nothing that only a few on. Everybody gotta know about this. It gotta be common knowledge. Can't be just no chosen few knowledge. No, it gotta be bigger than that. We gotta tribe up on this. You know what I'm saying? People living with that slave mentality and they don't even understand who was really enslaved. Like in Cuba. The Taino and the Guanahatabi, the Huanahatabi peoples, the real people that got enslaved. You got the slave mentality and don't even know the real truth about slavery. Don't even know who the slaves was, who the Hebrew slaves was, Monaga. They say you working like a Hebrew slave, Monaga. They tell you that the Aborigines of North America, now they say but North America only, but that's they hijack. We know the whole entire Americas, from Canada on down to South America, is Shem lot. So get out here with that hijack talking about only North America. Get on out of here. We tried up. And the ancient Israelites is identical. We know this. We know this, man. Yeah, they want you feeling defeated, Monaga. They want you feeling defeated. We ain't defeated over here. Ain't no slave mentality over here. We know the truth about slavery. See, when you know the truth about slavery, and you instantly don't got the slave mentality. When you got that out of Africa slave, transatlantic slave mentality, you got the slave mentality, Monaga. You feeling defeated, Monaga. You feeling whooped on, Monaga. You got that face story holding you down, Monaga. Got you subjugated, Monaga. Got you living up to a class system, Monaga, all indoctrinated. You watching their old sick movies. You watching their sick movies, Monaga. Then you end up like this because you don't know who you is. Salute.
You big dummy.
Slave mentality. Yeah, man. We gotta do better. Our people deserve better. We came from better. Our ancestors were way better. You know what happened to our people happened to our people, you know. That's been done. But you know what? It ain't over. It ain't over till it's over, my nigga. You still here. Tribe up. Tribe up. Learn your real history. Pass on your real history. Stop accepting the colonizer's lies. You been here longer than anybody because this your land. How can anybody tell you your history? Can't nobody tell it to you. It's up to you, my nigga. And the only person that's gonna give it to you the right way is you. And people that look like you, for the most part. Some people that look like you ain't gonna give you the raw. They in love with that lie. They got that slave mentality. They gonna come up in this bitch with a dashiki on, like Sarah Suit said it. Matter of fact, speaking of Sarah Suit said it, slave mentality. See, let's talk about it before we close this out. Slave mentality. These, you know, how you call yourself pro anything though? When your word is the white man bond. When your whole identity and belief system is off what a white man told you. You know, his brother got all these challenges and stuff. I ain't mad at him. Sarah Suit said it. BPC Nation. Let's click on this page, y'all. Let's click on this page. Let's go to Africa real quick. In America.
All right, family.
All right. Shut up, Naga. Hey, it says General Seti, the greatest sage of the age. That brother be rhyming. He said he the greatest sage of the age, my nigga. Slave mentality. The icon of black power in African history. Man, has this brother ever even been to Africa, my nigga? Can you speak any African languages, Sarah Suit said it? You got any relatives that you know in Africa, Sarah Suit said it? Can you find your way out of a paper bag in Africa, Sarah Suit said it? I don't believe so. How are you the black power and African historian general? Whoa, this is long. This guy is fully himself. That's about 32 bars he done wrote for his description. Man, my description ain't even 2 sentences, I don't believe. What's wrong with this man? The icon of black power in African history, General Sarah Suit said it. Is a 32-year student of Dr. Yosef bin Man, he do slave mentality, my nigga. What he got on his playlist? Roots, Kunta Kinte, Seti's heavy hitters, hidden gems of Seti. Man, Seti, your title's ugly as fuck, man. How you gonna put Seti in every title? That shit ugly, man. That shit trash, man. You gotta do better than that, man. You gotta give people something to think about in your titles, man. That old slave mentality ass title, man. You know, you got to come better than that, man. You gotta be a little clever. Sarah Suit Seti. Yeah, man, where is it? Where his lies at? Let's see what he got on his lies. Sarah Suit Seti. The sacred black art of alchemy. Whoa. Black NYC subway rider dies. Oh, so he all over the place after being put in headlock. During outbursts, the U.S. spent $877 billion on the military, more than 10 times federal education. Yeah, what, they get indoctrinated? So what? They ain't spent nothing on education. What, to send you, to teach you some old fake root, Sarah sitting setting? We just got done talking about that. The coolest mind blowing the coat. The land of Mu. Aboriginal Black Indian myth exposed. All he hating, y'all. Look it up. He don't know nothing about the land of Mu. He talking about the land of Mu and Aboriginal Black Indian myths exposed. He got all this green screen Kemet in the background. Ain't never been to Kemet. What he think is Kemet. He don't even know what Kemet really at. You know what I'm saying? This dude, man, brainwashed dudes, indoctrinated, monaga. These niggas want to be African so bad. They indoctrinated, monaga. These niggas indoctrinated. They indoctrinated with Darwinism. They believe in evolution. They believe all men came from Africa. And not only do they believe that theory, because what's attached to that theory, they believe all men came from monkey.
You big dummy.
We ain't going for it. Sarah Suit said that we bigger than that over here. We ain't on that slave mentality. We know the Naga. The Naga came from everywhere, my Naga. You can't pinpoint the Naga to no zone. Robert Knox told you that the stronghold was America. And the Naga is restricted to no zone, my Naga. So you on that slave mentality. Charles Darwin. And speaking of Charles Darwin, Sarah Sue said that you in your slave mentality and you're everybody from Africa. Let me see your theory of revolution. Charles Darwin, right? Let me show you who Charles Darwin is. You wanna believe Charles Darwin. You wanna believe Charles Darwin, right? Religious views of Charles Darwin. Let's show you who Charles Darwin is. Charles Darwin is a Zionist Jew. and you sitting here and you believe in this. You believe in this man. It's telling you everybody came from Africa. He trying to steal your land. He trying to be Judah. He told you, yeah, y'all from Africa. Hey, he say Charles Darwin's views on religion have been the subject of much interest and dispute. His pivotal work in the development of modern biology and evolution theory played a prominent part in debates about religion and science at the time. In the early 20th century, his contributions became a focus of the creation-evolution controversy in the United States. Whereas in the U.S., I wonder why. A creation-evolution controversy in the U.S., of all places. I better connect some dots, man. While Darwin came to heavily dispute the dogmatic prescriptions of the Anglican Church and Christianity in general, later in life he clarified his position as an agnostic in response to a letter from John Fordine. Nah, that man was a Jew. Charles Darwin was Jewish. Judaism and Evolution, Jewish Virtual Library. Classical rabbinic teachings. Let me go back. They hide. I already done researched this before. Darwin, Jewish theology, and the Holocaust. All right, let me go on. Let's go on and type it in all the way. Just pull it up. Show Sarah said who he believing in. Charles Darwin was Jewish. The origin of species. Religious views of Darwin, by Darwin and Jewish values, the Jerusalem Post. Here are 5 enduring Darwinian challenges to our Jewish value system. Scientific American Marx claims that Darwin was Jewish. No, y'all done hid it. Y'all done buried it. I probably have to dig now about 5 pages, but it's proof Charles Darwin was a Jew. You know what I'm saying? He was Jewish. That man was look at that by Canaan. By somebody named Canaan. Look at that. Let's click on that. That's on JSTOR. Jewish Telegraphic Agency. Scientific American Marx claims. They see can't know. So you know it got to be true. If the Scientific American marking it, Darwin was Jewish. Scientific American magazine. Yeah, you know this buffalo. Satirized claims in a Turkish children's book that Charles Darwin was Jewish. Now, the Turkish children's book, they always putting the truth in these children's books in front of the children. They call it public disclosure. They know this man was a Jew, man. They talking about, they got a right old article to try to deny this, man. I'm not even going to read this hijack article, man. They say in the Turkish children's book. Y'all can go read that one if y'all want to. Let's see if we can find the truth. It's in here. I know it's in here. Scientific Judaism, Jews, and Evolution. The publication of Darwin on the origin of species. Alright. What was Charles Darwin's family like? They was Jewish. Center of Jewish Studies, University. Charles Darwin was born in 1809 England. His father, a doctor. Let's see what it say. I done dug on this. I had to go back in it, man. This man was Jewish. You know what I'm saying? This out of Africa theory was made by a Jewish man. Charles Darwin was born in 1809 in Shrewsbury, England. His father, a doctor, had high hopes that his son would earn a medical degree at Edinburgh University in Scotland, where he enrolled at the age of 16. It turned out that Darwin was more interested in natural history than medicine. Alright. While he continued his studies in theology, focus on natural history, naturalist America chart. What? I can't believe it ain't even this easy to find it, because I dug on this long ago. Harry Trace, Evolution, Charles Darwin. See, They like to hide stuff, man. We already know this over here that these folks like to hide stuff. Let's look down some more. Center Jewish Studies, Earth's biggest selection, Darwin species of books. Click on another page. Jewish views on evolution, Jewish virtual life. Let's click on that one, man. Let's click on that one. I dug on this already. And I know for a fact Charles Darwin views on evolution includes a continuum of views about the theory of evolution, experimental evolution. See, hold on, man. I'm gonna have to do a whole live stream on this, y'all, because I know. I did a live stream while I was talking about this before. I know, and I pulled up a source, more than one source that was talking about Charles Darwin and his his connection to Judaism. He was Jewish, basically. And I noticed on a lot of these little sites, people noticing that we starting to dig on stuff, and they starting to change stuff, especially on Wikipedia and stuff. And here we go right here. I just found it. Boom. Charles Darwin. You know what I'm saying? Charles Robert Darwin. Let me go back to show y'all the source. They put it way down here on page 2 of the search. Charles Darwin, genealogy, 1809-1802. Charles Darwin in the Jewish Chronicle. Charles Darwin and famous people throughout history. Charles Darwin in genealogies online. He was a Jew, I'm telling you. Is there a connection between Hitler and Darwin? Darwin's portrait of reality in his books is one of nature's blah blah blah. Jews Hitler wrote defied this is the characteristic true nonsense. God, Darwin, and evolution. Charles Darwin Magnum, the origin of species launched to reduce your wall in the Jewish Museum. The man was a Jew. I'm gonna click on this one. They be trying to hide stuff, boy. These liars and hiders of true history. Look at that. Back to Darwin's surname, death, place of burial, London, part in the Jewish cemetery. Historical records. I guess this is family. About Charles Darwin. Here we go. Was an English naturalist, geologist, and biologist, best known for his contributions to science and evolution. Man, get to the man background. Darwin published the theory of evolution. Darwin scientist. Darwin earned interest, puzzle. Darwin has been described as one of the most influential figures in human history and was honored by the Westminster Abbey. Charles Darwin timeline, the Mount Clouds, London, greater, blah. I'm gonna dig on it and pull some sources back out on it, cause like I said, I done researched this topic before, and like it's funny how they want to hide stuff now. Let me look down one more page. Clicked on that one, and it's funny how like this description right here, I didn't even see this in the description when I just looked through the page. Let's click on one more. Charles Darwin biography is Charles Robert Darwin, blah blah blah. Jewish views on evolution. Charles Darwin was born in blah blah. Yeah. They showing basically the same. So look, it's Charles Darwin, a Jew. Hey. Well, hey, if the man wasn't a Jew, why would this even be here, man? You gotta ask some common sense questions. Why is Blackjack not the only one putting this in the search? Why is there a whole web page dedicated since 2011, September 13? Wow, dang, ain't that when the World Trade? Dang, hold on, September 13, 2011. Nah, it was September 11. But it's Charles Darwin, the Jew. Way back, they've been asking a long time. Was Charles Darwin the Jewish descent? 2011. Charles Darwin was a bad Jew. There we go. That's one I remember looking at. Click on it. We ain't playing with him. Sarah Stewart said he hit me up in the chat, bro. If you ain't go back to Africa, I'm gonna buy you a plane ticket, Managa. Send you back when you ain't been. You never been. How you gonna go back when you been? Charles Darwin was a bad Jew. Well, at least according to new Turkish school books. They was telling us the children books, right? In Turkey. They ain't teach you this in America. This from 2013 here. Look at the devil, y'all. He said, shh. He said, shh. They got the slave mentality. I got them thinking they from Africa. We finna go on and finish them off and finish taking the land and make it the whitey land. Salute. Look at them. What do you get when you cross creationism, crude Turkish anti-Semitism, and children? It ain't no anti-Semitism. They telling the truth. The first answer, hilarity. The scientific answer, a malfunction, upshot of cross-pollination. The physical answer, a series of Turkish children books depicting Charles Darwin, once a student of Anglican theology, as a hook-nosed Jay who kept. So you can't put hook-nosed and that word together. They're going demonetize. Well, they know we're talking about the Jews. Hey, the company of monkeys. They say he kept the company of monkeys. See, I ain't write this, YouTube. Don't get mad and start striking and doing all kind of shit over here. I did not write. I'm just reading fair use. You know what I'm saying? For educational purposes, they call Charles Darwin hook nose. They say his nose hooked like a J. They say he was in the company of monkeys. That's why he said all men came from monkey. He told black people that we all come from Africa to trick you out of America. He said, yeah, your land over there. Let's go back one. His nose do got a hook in it. Alright, I'm just saying. God, Darwin, and evolution. Jewish Museum. Is there a connection between Hitler and Charles Darwin, the Jew? Answer. That's one of them. That's what Quora or whatever they call it. Let's just click on it. No, he was not. Yeah, he was. Hey, hold on. For one, what person or what people have an incentive to get on here and be the first one to comment talking about what Charles Darwin wasn't? Honestly, the first thing they should say, well, I don't know if they don't know, I don't know if he was or he wasn't, and I don't care. That should be their mind state. But for some reason, they said, hell no, he wasn't. Don't you ever say they do not want anyone to know this man was Jewish. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back now. Let's go back. The hijackers. Hold on, let's see. They say, since he left Australia, blah blah blah, Charles, bad Jews and shit. This time Charles Darwin was exposed. Hitler, Darwin, and the Holocaust. How Nazis distorted. What? Darwinism. What? Social Darwinism. Charles Darwin. Jewish news. The latest Jewish news. All right, click on it. He all tied up with the Jews somehow, man. I mean, there's one thing nobody can deny. Everything Jewish talking about Charles Darwin. Jewish news. Where the article at? Hold on, man. Are they playing games? There's no article. Hey, y'all see this, right? Hold on. I'm scrolling all the way up. There's the bottom. The latest Jewish news. Click here. I ain't clicking there, man. Y'all ain't finna set me up. They wiped it clean, all the Jewish news. Damn, ain't that something? Well, I guess we'll end the search right there. Hey, that's something though, y'all. God dang, they don't want you to know about Charles. Why they don't think about this? Why they don't want you to know Charles Darwin was a Jew? Why they don't want the world to know this? I see now. I'm gonna have to just go and do a whole live stream about an hour long or something about Charles Darwin Jewish background. Cause I would dig. They don't know. I would dig all night on it till I get what I know exists. It's funny to me. It's funny to me. A synagogue of Satan guy says all people come from Africa, especially you American Nagas. All from Canada, all the way down. How y'all got here? Hey man, I'm Blackjack, man. This is a house of cons, man. Tribe up, respect my house, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Oh, I'm tired, man. It's been a long day for me, man. I've been driving all over the place today, man. I'm getting tired, man. I'm feeling down this. I'm feeling like slave mentality right now, man. Shit, I had to get my coins though, cause I gotta pay these bills. But damn, sometimes I be wanting to say F that shit, and I just be wanting to make content for real. I wish I had it like these big content creators, man. I wish I had like shit. If I had 10,000 subscribers, I'd probably just retire on my other what I do for a living. I just retire. 10,000 subscribers, I'd be like, yeah, man, I can come up off of that. I'd be like, yeah, I retired, man. Fuck this other shit I've been doing all my life. But it is what it is, man. Hey, I'm Blackjack. This house of masculinity, respect. I mean, the house of cons. I did it again. Y'all know I'm tired. This house of cons. Respect the house. Will let the do not hit your ass with the most high split your ass. Salute. And we out. Peace. Don't have that slave mentality, my nigga.